Hello friends, my name is Emile and welcome back to some more Gran Turismo 2. Today we're continuing on with our Let's Play. This is episode 79. And well, in today's episode, we have finished the one-make races now, so now we're going to head on into the endurance racing, which is going to be long. Long's a good way to describe it. Anyways, as you can see, thankfully there's only 7 endurance races, and they vary by what pre-request you have to meet before the race ends. That one's 300 kilometers, that one's 2 hours, that one's 200 miles, that one's 30 laps. That one, no one knows. So yeah, we are going to get into these. I'm probably going to go shortest to longest, so by that it's going to be the Trial Mountain Endurance race first. That one also, actually I'll quickly show you. That one has also the lowest horsepower requirement. You only need 295 horsepower to enter the Trial Mountain Endurance. So of course, we need a relatively average car. You know, we don't need anything hugely special, but I'm still going to go ahead to the West City and buy myself a car that I've wanted to use for a while and also that I covet massively. And that of course is going to be the Fiat Coupe 2-litre 20-valve turbo. This is a fantastic car. This is a really cool looking car. I'm going to buy it in bright bloody yellow. As you can see, it comes with 219 horsepower stock. It only costs about 40,000 credits. I guess it's a little bit expensive, but I still wanted to go with this particular car because I really like it. Anyways, let's just upgrade this thing now. Endurance racing. Usually I would just run super softs and, you know, say, hey, there you go. But I'm not actually going to do that this time because tyre conservation actually comes into the endurance races. So as the race goes on, your tyres will wear down. So sure, you can go with the super softs and have a massive grip advantage, but you'll constantly be in the pits changing your tyres. Now with the Coupe, I think the actual driving dynamics of this vehicle should be okay. It's only got about 220 horsepower and it's front wheel drive. So I think I'm going to go with mediums. Racing Slick mediums. I do want Racing Slicks because I believe they last longer than the standard road tyres and sports tyres will. I'm also going to upgrade the muffler. I don't think I need a huge amount more power than what I've got in this, but I do want about 240-ish horsepower in the Fiat, just because I think that'll make it a little bit better. So we'll go for that, 227, and I may just port grind this thing as well. 231 horsepower. I assume most of the power for this would come from the turbo, which actually means I could intercool this thing. Shall I upgrade the brakes as well? Sod it, they're only 4,800. So sure, we shall upgrade those, and I may also stick a turbo. Maybe. Can we do intercooled stock? Yeah, we can. Okay, actually that's perfect. 246 horsepower is enough for me. So let's just quickly see what sort of statistics we're running. You see, this is where car modification, this is where you've sort of really got to pay attention to what you're doing. There you go, 246 horsepower, 1,205 kilograms. I think that should be about right. The vehicles I'm going to be competing against, you'll see them once we get on the track. They're nothing hugely special. This isn't version 1 of the game, so a Vexit M12 race car, yeah, that really appeared in a 295 horsepower race. That won't appear, luckily. So anyways, let's get on track and we'll see what we are facing against. Okay, wow, it's a rolling start. Anyways, I just remembered I forgot to turn the analogs on. Give me a second. Okay, there we go, that's better. Right, in this race we have a Toyota Celica, a Renault Megane, a Peugeot 306, a Ford Focus. I assume that's the 2-litre gear. Be scared of that car, it could run over 400 horsepower. And an Alfa Romeo 166, I believe that is. Was tempted to use the 166, I'm probably just going to use that elsewhere though. Right, so there is a little bit of an issue I may have, and that is of course the fact that I'm actually running a front wheel drive car. Some people are probably shouting at me at the moment saying, why are you running front wheel drive in an endurance race? But to be honest with you, and I'm going to be really honest, I didn't actually think before I selected this car. I was just like, yes, let's use this car. So that does mean that our front tyres are probably going to get worn out faster, but then again, we are competing against a bunch of other sort of front wheel drive economy cars, so we shouldn't have too many issues. By the looks of it, the tyres are getting nicely up to temperature, even on the back now, which is good. Not too sure. I know how the tyre sort of deformation works in this game. Like, as soon as you hit red tyres, you just get no grip. Not too sure sort of how much of a difference heating the tyres up actually makes. I usually drive vehicles on cold tyres, so you'd think I'd really expect a big difference, but to be honest with you, I really don't. At the moment though, first lap, this car seems to be driving pretty well. There we go. Let's hop over there. Hopefully that doesn't ruin our tyres too muchly. Too much. Hopping over there. Let's go from there. Right. I'm not going to try and have a scary moment like I did do like way early on in this Let's Play, where I think I rotated a Puma 90 degrees and then landed on the front wheels and was completely fine. Yeah, that happened. Yeah, it's been such a long time now since we did the special events. It's quite amazing. But hey, you know, we're not too far off finishing this now, to be honest with you. We've got the endurance races, which, well, to be fair, I'm not even going to say anything, because the endurance races, this is going to be sort of the meat of this Let's Play, definitely. This one shouldn't be too bad. You want my prediction on how long this is going to take? Roughly an hour and change, I'll say. Most of the endurance races are about an hour. The Seattle one, I believe, might be a little bit shorter. Like, that might be 50 minutes or so. The car I've got for this Seattle one should be able to mincemeat that endurance race. Because to be honest with you, like, what I've mostly been trying to do with the Let's Play is not only use cars that I want to use, but also use cars that are kind of balanced for the opposition. I'm really trying to preserve my tyres here, which is why I'm driving a little bit differently. But yeah, I've been picking sort of cars that I want to use and I think fit the competition well, as with some of the later endurance races, it's just going to be like, wow, just let's get this over with. So yeah, I've actually got a Word document with all the cars I'm planning to use, and yeah, it seems pretty solid. I've picked some good choices. There's a few maybe get rid ofs. Sure, that's a word. On there, but for the most part, I have a pretty decent selection of vehicles. The other thing as well with my selection of vehicles is that they are pretty quick and also extremely expensive. I think, yeah, there is a 2 million credit car in there. I'm trying not to reuse any of the other cars that I've used in the Let's Play before, as much as I'd love to bang the Espace F1 around somewhere. I might just complete the Gran Turismo World Championships in the Espace, I don't really know. Still haven't decided what I'm going to use for the World Championships, but I've basically decided what vehicles I'm going to use for every single thing else. Right, anyway, lap 3, tyres stalking in pretty decent nick. Not really too sure how many pit stops I'm actually going to have to use in this episode. Hopefully not too many. Let's just break into there. There we go. Like so, excellent. Right, coming down to the Bridgestone, well, bridge. Trial Mountain track that, of course, you know, every Gran Turismo guy knows this track relatively well. It's appeared since the first game, and I believe it's been in every single Gran Turismo since the first game. Can't think of anywhere it's actually been cut out of. To be honest with you, most of like Deep Forest Raceway and stuff like that, that's been in Gran Turismo forever. High Speed Ring was absent in GT3. They covered that up and said, to be honest with you, I think the High Speed Ring situation, I honestly think that they actually just forgot about High Speed Ring when they were like finalising the code or something. I don't know, that's just something that pops up to me. Yeah, that's just something that occurs to me there. There's going to be quite a few cuts in this episode, I feel. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm getting a little bit ill again. My throat's starting to play me up a bit. But it's not too big a deal. To be honest with you, it probably didn't help I was speaking for, like, how long was I speaking? I was basically speaking to people all day, so it definitely took a toll on my throat doing that. As you'd probably expect. Didn't really spend too much time alone. I even played some Minecraft yesterday. Yeah, I know. To be honest with you, it's kind of fun to go back to that game. I don't mind Minecraft, it's just a bit boring to me nowadays. Ooh, okay, so the tyres are starting to wear a little bit. You can see on the front that they're starting to go yellow. That's definitely the pit entrance. That's another thing I've got to do as well. I've got to find out where the bloody pit entrances are on all these tracks, because I've never actually used the pits in Gran Turismo 2. I never did the endurance races as a kid, so yeah, I don't know what the prize cars are. I don't know sort of anything about these endurance races. I don't know about the pit stops and everything. I do know that I've picked an OP car by the looks of it. I am absolutely decimating the competition in this one, which, you know, that's fine by me. I'm quite happy to decimate the competition, but yeah, it's a little bit weird. This one's going to be a fun one to upload, I can tell you that much. I'm used to, essentially, to be honest with you, actually, it won't take usually as much time as the one-make races, because the one-make races, I just uploaded all of them in bulk. So, I think I uploaded 20 in one day when I finished all the new Japanese ones off, because I recorded, actually no, I recorded from episode 52 to 66 in one session, and uploaded them all in one session. That took a couple of hours. This one, to be honest with you, my internet doesn't have too many issues uploading hour-long videos. I mean, I did it for the Need for Speed Most Wanted playthrough. I mean, some of those episodes were like an hour and change minutes, so yeah. I joked about in those videos saying, oh, you know, this is going to be the longest video on the channel. Nothing is going to compete with GT2 until I do, I think it's GT4, because GT4 has 24-hour endurance races. Yeah, I'm not going to attempt GT4 for a long time, but I am kind of curious on how I'm going to go about doing those. I know Rhino, he just basically uploads them in 8-hour chunks. I don't think my internet is quite good enough to take an 8-hour video. I may just split them into like hour length videos, like one for each hour of the endurance race. Maybe. I mean, I'll probably have to take a break after a few hours of driving anyway, because my god, that gets monotonous quick. Also, I've just noticed we're on lap 66, which means this is the longest race we've done in GT2 so far. The longest previous races were only 5 laps, and that was for the GT 500 Cup. As you can see, my lap times are definitely coming down. I mean, my fastest lap was a 1:37.6. I'm getting 1:38s consistently, which is okay, I guess. I mean, 30 laps, 1:30 each. Can't really do a maths on that off the top of my head. 3 times 30, hour and 30 minutes maybe, I don't know. It shouldn't take that long. Yeah, this is the sort of, I don't think this is shorter than the Seattle endurance race, but it's because we're using lower powered cars. If this was like, you know, oh hey, you know, 591 horsepower limit, use whatever you want. Yeah, oh, that was the fastest lap, and that's on part-worn tyres. I'm going to see if I can push it. God, understeer. Yeah, that tyre wear is starting to creep in. The Fiat Coupe is slowly starting to understeer that a little bit more. There you go. Maybe I should just change the gearbox in this a little bit. It is a little bit long, but it's not too bad, I guess. Like, it's not as bad as like the Aston Martin DV7. That had a stupid short gearbox. Yeah, it's not stupidly short, it's not stupidly long. I assume it's a 5-speed, yeah. I almost thought it was a 4-speed then, but it was just the crappy PS3 triggers doing their thing. I hate the PS3 triggers so much, but it isn't too bad. Actually, we are not doing too bad. I mean, we're 10 minutes, we're almost 11 minutes in, we're on lap 7. That's pretty darn decent, actually. I was not expecting to be quite this far in the event. Okay, so this might be shorter than I thought, which is good. That's always a good thing when it's a little bit shorter than you'd think. I'm still going to have to edit these ones down. I actually no, tell a lie, I did actually edit some of the Need for Speed Most Wanted videos back in the day. I know pushing it's probably not a good idea. I just want to try and get a better lap time, but at the same time it's like, probably not a good idea when my sort of tyre conservation is kind of the game here, but who cares? Can we get a fastest lap? No. 1:38.038. That wasn't too bad. Yeah, I think it's just because I had a few understeer issues. I think I also smashed a wall at some point. There we go. That's the official line that you take in Trial Mountain. You do that jump. It's utterly terrifying when you do it, especially on GT2. Like, from what I remember on GT6, they may have widened the track a little bit on that game, so you can't really take the same line. But on GT2, you take the jump, but it is utterly terrifying. But, you know, if you can get it correctly, I believe you can get a better lap time. Not really sure. Not a GT2 hot lapping whiz. As much as I'd love to be, that'd be great. There we go. That's a better way to take that corner instead of smashing into the wall. I think we're going to need tyre changes. They're on yellow at the moment. The next is red. My prediction is every 12 laps, maybe. I'm going to have to pop into the pit, so that's going to be 12, 24. So 2 pit stops during this race, I feel. I'd kind of like to only do, I don't know, but maybe I could risk it and try and do just 1 pit stop on lap 15. But then again, do I really want to drive a car with just completely broken tyres? By the looks of it, they are heating up pretty quick as well. There we go. Through there. As long as I can get more than 10 laps out the tyres, because then, you know, I don't really want to do 3 pit stops. That being said, don't really know how long the pit stops actually are on this game. I don't think they're all that long, so I might be able to just about survive it. That was a terrible lap there, but... That's not fun. That's some Dukes of Hazzard. There we go. I got the right TV show. We are slowly starting to come up on a back marker. I hope it's not the Celica. It probably is, though. I mean, the Celica does not have as much power as anything else here. I mean, the Celica's probably the only thing with less than 200 horsepower. One interesting thing of note is that Alpha 166 always turns up in this bloody race. Like, I don't know what it is about GT2 and that Alpha 166 appearing in this race, but it does. For whatever reason. Speaking of for whatever reason, I kind of mentioned it at the start, but yeah, in the, I think it was the Japanese and North American versions of this game, there was a bug on this endurance race. So the horsepower limit's 295, and a Vector M12 LM edition race car, which has, I believe, 690 horsepower. I was looking at one. Yeah, that could turn up. Which isn't particularly the best thing to happen, so yeah. Most people just couldn't really do this endurance race, which is a bit of a shame. Okay, so we're almost up to 15 minutes, about to come on to lap 10, so roughly about 50 minutes, I would say, for this endurance. That means about 35 minutes left in this Enduro so far. Oh, it's the quickest lap of the day so far. See what I mean about the scary jumps? They do improve your lap time, but my god, they're terrifying. Admittedly, it isn't as terrifying in this as it was in the Puma. I think it's because the Puma weighs a little bit less than this vehicle does. I'm sorry, I'm in max attack mode in this vehicle at the moment. I know my tyres are depreciating, but my god, I just want to go into maximum attack mode and see if I can beat that time. If I can set a 1:35 at the end of this, I almost called it track day, bro. I guess it kind of is. I can hit a 1:35 at the end of this endurance race, I will be happy. That's sort of my target lap time. I mean, I could easily do it if I upgraded the turbo, but I kind of wanted to give the AI a little bit of a chance, just because I knew in this race they don't run particularly quick vehicles. It's mostly alpha saloons and a few sort of 90s front-wheel drive economy sports cars, which is why I've gone for a 90s front-wheel drive economy sports car. The Fiat Coupe is... I'll just speak about the Coupe for a bit. The Coupe really is a fantastic vehicle. It's probably one of my favourite coupes from the 90s. Like, don't get me wrong, I love 90s coupes. I love the Celica. I love the... or Celica, whatever you want to call it. You know, I love the... Actually, do I love anything else? I don't... I'm not a huge fan of the M3. The Corrado's okay, I guess. But for me, the Fiat Coupe is the best of the bunch. This thing, it has a 20 valve 5-cylinder turbo engine. I mean, how can you not love a 2-litre 20 valve 5-cylinder engine, which it's really odd why they did that. I believe it's the same engine that was in the Fiat Bravo HGT above. If you don't know what that is, seriously, go look that car up on YouTube. It has one of the most fantastic exhaust notes of any sort of hatchback I've ever heard. It sounds so good. I would love a Fiat Coupe. Unfortunately, these things are pretty easy to break into, so they're also not known for being particularly reliable. There are two options to you though. You can have this 2-litre 20 valve turbo, which is sort of more sought after, or you can get the 16 valve model, which is a YouTube commenter told me the way back in Forza Motorsport 4. That is actually powered by a Lancia Delta engine, which is pretty cool actually. I like the idea of that. Right, we are coming up to whatever this is. It looks like it could be the 166 actually. Ooh, he looks like he's having some huge understeer issues. That's probably why he's falling behind, unfortunately. Sorry, buddy. Nope, you're just going to smash into me, are you? Okay. Yeah, the Alpha 166. Nice car, but by the looks of it, he just cannot keep up with everyone else, even though he started on pole position, which is something. There we go. Hop over there. My tyres, yeah, they're starting to look a little bit worse for wear. We are on lap 12. I might actually be able to stretch these out to 15 laps. If they're still alive by lap 15, I'm definitely going to pit, because there's no real point of keeping it going. After I'm sort of at the point where I can just make one stop, and that's sort of it, there's no real point of carrying on with the whole... Oh, there we go, there's some understeer. There's no point of carrying on just with red raw tyres. Yeah, there we go, that's what I was supposed to say. If I'm supposed to do one, you know, I'm pretty far ahead of everyone else. I could, to be honest with you, I could do 2 pit stops and probably win. I'm not sure when these guys pit, or whether the AI even do pit. I would assume they do at some point, but none of them have dived in yet. I assume they're also probably on the whole one pit strategy. So yeah, I mean, I could have gone for hard tyres, but by the looks of it, there would have been no real advantage that the medium seems to be doing me pretty well. I will be honest, I think this could be a fantastic car on super softs. I think this would be a really, really strong competitor with super softs on it. By the looks of the handling on it at the moment, it is pretty darn fantastic. Also, I don't know what that thing at the bottom is. I don't know if that's just like a black piece of plastic, but it kind of looks chrome. I almost can 100% guarantee that's not on the Fiat Coupe. There's no chrome on the standard coupe. Oop, there we go. Okay, so do I really want to try and do a one-lap strategy with this vehicle? That tyre, I think I'm going to ease off a bit. I do want to try and stretch these tyres to lap 16. Judging by that front one though, that's probably not going to happen. I can put a lot of pressure on this one though, so I've still got one good side of my vehicle. The rear tyres, as you'd probably expect, absolutely fine, no issues. Yeah, maybe a front wheel drive car wasn't the best idea for this, but I mean, there's no real rear wheel drive car that I'd rather take, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't think the Italians do any rear wheel drive other vehicles. I mean, all the Alphas are front wheel drive. all the other Fiats are front-wheel drive. I mean, four-wheel drive could have also been an option, but that would have, of course, been a little bit on the under... Yeah, there we go. That tyre is completely buggered. I still want to try and stretch it, though. This is what I always do in any endurance race. It's usually fuel, actually, because I play a lot of the Forza 6 endurance races. I'm currently playing through them. They're pretty fun. But, yeah, they're basically like, I always try and stretch fuel. I am really going to have to slow down. I think I'm going to pit, actually, because, yeah, I'm just going to lose too much time doing it the way I'm doing it at the moment. So let's just hop into the pits. There we go. I love how it only limits your speed about halfway through it. There we go. Let's pull into here. Let's have the invisible pit crew do the tyres. Yeah. Okay, so the pit stops don't actually even take that much out of me anyway. I mean, that was... Ooh, there we go. They only take about 15 seconds. I mean, that back marker, which I overtook, the Alpha 166, he hasn't even caught up yet, so... Yeah, I mean, it's going to have to be a two-stop thing, unless I sort of go easy on the tyres, but let's be honest, it's me. Go easy on the tyres? You know, you can't go easy on the tyres, man. It isn't good. I love it how the front tyres are already up to perfect temperature. Just waiting for the rears to do the same. I wish you could kind of do what the touring cars do. I actually only found out about this the other day. In BTCC, when they are going to the race, they run the rear tyres on the front and the front tyres on the back. If it's a front-wheel drive car, so they can get some heat into the rear tyres before the race, and then they'll just switch them round. And I think that's pretty interesting. I mean, the rear-wheel drive cars, I believe the BMW 1 Series is the only BTCC car with rear drive. But yeah, they do the same for that as well. Lap 14, no one's pitted. I mean, hell, even if no one else does pit during this entire race, I'm still absolutely fine. Yeah, we are up to temperature on the rubber, which means, yeah, this vehicle has handling so much better. I only took about 70 kilometers through there on my cracked, broken tyres, while as on these, I can run about 100 kilometers through there, which is pretty decent. There we go, smacked a wall by accident. Right. Oh, we are coming up to some back markers. Let's see what we've got back here. That looks like the Celica. Or is it a Celica? What is it? Oh, it's the Focus. Huh. Well, I mean, you should have put more power into your Focus, buddy. I mean, you can do. I would be totally fine if you turned up in a Ford. Well, actually, I wouldn't, because I want to win this, but still. So the Focus, yeah, these guys just can't take as much speed as I can through the corners. That's why they are so far back. I assume they might even be running, excuse me, just standard stock sports tyres, perhaps. But, I mean, I don't know. We are also coming up to something else now. There is a car which is ridiculously far in the lead. We will probably catch up to him by the end of the race, though, by the looks of it. We're probably going to end up lapping this 166 again. I mean, I don't really know where he is on the track. I don't know if he's that first dot or the second dot. But what I do know is we are probably going to end up lapping his arse. Right, what do we got here? It looks like a small hatchback. It's probably the Peugeot, I would assume. Indeed it is. It's the 306. A cool car, the 306. As I said before, I was going to use one in that small car league. I kind of regret what I used in that compact car league. I ended up going with a Tommy Kyra M13, I think, and that car was awful. So yeah, I kind of wish I'd taken a 306 or a Punto GT or something, but alas. That was my quickest lap of the day, and that was on the fresh rubber. Right, I'm going to start hot lapping now. He says as he goes on the grass. Right, I'm going to try and maximum attack mode. Because, I mean, I'm going to have to do 2 stops anyway, and I'm on the right side of the lap counter now, so I really can just maximum attack my way around the rest of this track. There's no real point of trying to preserve my tyres to the point where I only need to do 1 stop, because I did my stop on the wrong side of 15 laps, so I'm going to have to pull in and stop anyway at some point, so may as well just burn the rubber now. Is that the Alpha 166 again? So that means the Celica is the quickest vehicle out of all of these guys. Just brake late into there. Oh wait, no, it's not 166, it's something else. I'm not too sure what it is. The pixels haven't loaded. Load pixels, draw distance is yeah, something that GT2 does like. It is. Oh, it's the Megane. I forgot that he was in the race. And Megane's faster than a 306, even though the Megane is less powerful. Work that one out. He's going to try and close the door on me, but I am going to take that corner beautifully around there. I don't know, maybe I run quicker when the AI are in front of me just because I want to get past them quickly. Oh, there we go, up there. Come on. Come on, this could be a really good lap time. It's going to be a 1:35.3. Jeez Louise, right. I want to go for a 1:34 now. Oh, there we go. That was a properly quick time. I don't think I am going to be able to beat that one. That was stupidly quick. Yeah, the Fiat Coupe is mighty. It really is mighty. We are coming up to the half-an-hour mark. And yeah, we are not doing too bad. How long have we been recording for? 32 minutes. Probably going to cut the black screen, and I've also got a few things to cut out. I've got the I've got the thing where I change my analog sticks, and I've also got the black screen, or sorry, my coughing fit to cut out of this. So yeah, it's probably going to be about 31 minutes in when I'm saying this. But yeah, to be honest with you, this episode I could probably wrap it up quicker. I just wanted to sort of do the introduction to endurance racing, sort of talk you through how the tyres work and, you know, sort of horsepower limits and so on. I'll probably tell you the horsepower limits for each of the endurance races as we go on. The next one, Seattle, I believe that's 591 horsepower. You do not need 591 horsepower in that Seattle race because basically it's sort of normal standard like muscle cars and stuff that show up, and I think the quickest thing on the field is either a Viper or a Vet. So yeah, you don't have to have a particularly quick car for that one. That's number 135. I mean, that was a choppier lap. I guess it's because I kind of break through here. I mean, I can try and take this. I'm having to lift off a little bit. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's a good line to take through the actual grass itself. That's not a good line to take through there though. So way too much speed into the bridge section there. Oh, sorry, the tunnel section. There we go. Right, there's I don't know why I'm calling that the tunnel section, because there's already another bloody tunnel halfway up here. Okay, so I can feel the grip is starting to wear a little bit on this car. I guess it's just because I'm trying to push it, and the tyres are definitely starting to get a lot more worn, so yeah, I mean, I could have downgraded the gear ratios a little bit. I'm not even using the 5th gear, even though this car does have a 5th gear. I'm not really using it. As you can see, 210 kilometers an hour is the fastest I've got the Coupe to. 210, how, that's not too much. I believe that's like about 120-ish miles an hour. So yeah, again, I don't work in kilometers. I'd love to change it, but I can't. I guess that's a bit strange how, like, the Canadians got the North American version, so they got their speed in miles per hour, but the Canadians kind of work quite a bit in... Actually, Canada's a weird one, because I think they're like half metric, or half of it's metric, half of it's imperial, from what I remember. Kind of a bit like England is, because obviously you've got the old guys who, you know, do stuff in inches and so on, and then you've got guys like me who sort of are now used to the metric system. You know, so I do stuff in centimeters and so on, which I guess is a little bit strange how, like, we do stuff in miles per hour, but we also use centimeters and meters. But to be fair, most people aren't. Actually, we do height in feet as well, or foot, which, yeah, that's an old measurement as well, so I don't really understand. We are, like, I do think we will probably one day just switch full to metric, but you've got to sort of wait for the people who have grown up with Imperial to sort of get over it, essentially. Right, what is that? The Celica wasn't yellow, was it? It is a yellow friend, though. So, congratulations, yellow friend. I think that might actually be the Celica. I remember the Celica was silver, wasn't it? Oh, wait. It looks mid-engine from here, but it probably is a Celica. Looking at my recording screen, yeah, that's definitely a Celica. There we go. I love how this car sounds like a V8 as well, which is a little bit strange. But there you go. Yeah, that's definitely the Celica. Let's see if we can get out of your way. That wasn't on a quick lap anyway, but still. Yeah, the lap times are slowly starting to dwindle. We are still doing better than we was at the start. I mean, I wanted a 136 at the start, and I'm getting consistent 136s. To be honest with you, that jump's probably helping me keep some heat in those rear tyres. Oh, speaking of which, 20 lap mark, we are at 32 minutes almost. My quickest time is still a 1:35.310. Fiat Coupe still going strong. I like it. I assume it would have probably broke down by the time that I got through this. Mind you, I mean, everyone says the Fiat Coupe's unreliable. Maybe it isn't. I mean, I don't know. I haven't had any personal experience with one of these. I don't even think I've seen a Fiat Coupe in person. Which is unfortunate. I'd love to, but yeah. I mean, you see them float around on Auto Trader for sale occasionally. I do think these cars will hopefully, well, I hope one day they'll be classics, but I'm not really too sure on whether they will be or not. I mean, it could go either way, really. I mean, many people don't remember the Coupe, but it is a unique vehicle. It was remembered sort of. Most people said it was the poor man's Ferrari back when it first came out, so maybe it will have some lasting appeal as a classic car. I don't really know. It's tough to tell what's sort of going to become a classic and what isn't going to be dubbed a classic car. I mean, for the most part, if you look at cars like the Mini, yeah, I mean, this is where it's strange. I mean, if you look at cars like the Mini and the Beetle, and even, you know, the 2CV, even though the 2CV isn't worth nearly as much as a Beetle or a Mini is. You know, those vehicles were pretty popular and they had lots of like cultural impact, and they're also, you know, pretty revolutionary. They're sort of the cars which really defined front wheel drive setups. While as stuff like the Ferrari, any Ferrari really, I mean, collectible Ferraris, 355, stuff like that, even the 458, that's definitely going to be a classic in the future. But like the mid-engine Ferraris, you know, people remember them because the glitz and the glamour, and everyone sort of had a poster of those in their childhood. I guess like the best way to describe it is like you went to school in a Mini Cooper and you had a picture on your wall of a Ferrari whatever and a Lamborghini Countach and stuff like that. So I mean, they're classics, but then again, like, you've got sort of, could this little oddball be a classic? I mean, it is rare. It was very well regarded when it first came out. I mean, most people, I believe this was like the best handling front wheel drive car by many people's reckoning back in the day. And I mean, you see a couple of people, you know, refer to these cars fondly, you know, the Fiat Coupe and the Vauxhall Calibra even, or sorry, the Opel Calibra for anyone who's not English viewers. And I mean, if anyone's watched this far in, congratulations. Tell me, what do you reckon? Is the Fiat Coupe going to become a classic car? I mean, or is it already? I mean, you know, I'm only going by the UK market. These things go for anywhere from £500 to £3,000 depending on condition, engines, mileage and so on. But I mean, maybe in Italy this thing is well regarded. I mean, I would like to see what the Italians sort of, where they'd value a Fiat Coupe. Oh, there you go. Anyways, We passed the Celica ages ago. It makes me wonder if the Celica is the car in the lead, potentially. I think we're coming back behind the Alpha 166 again, so that's sort of what's making me think the Celica might be the lead car in this. Which is a bit surprising. I mean, the Celica... Actually, no, the Celica probably has a decent amount of power for everything else that's here. Yeah, that's definitely the 166. He's still struggling. Yeah, I think the 166 has just got too much weight to really put the smack down in this event, which is a little bit of a shame for the poor little Alpha. But there you go. I mean, no, sorry, the poor big Alpha. Right, no one's pitted yet. I have noticed that much, or at least I don't think anyone has. Yeah, well, you can tell the tyres are starting to go down because we're doing 137s. And to be honest with you, like, I'm not really going for it anymore. I've got my target time. I set myself a target of a 135. I've got a 135. We are 23 laps in, 7 laps to go. Probably going to do a pit stop, maybe? I mean, the tyres aren't too red, but then again, they stay yellow for ages, and then all of a sudden they'll just sort of go to red quite quickly, so... I mean, you want my prediction? I think we're going to probably pit stop in the next 2 to 3 laps, because obviously the tyres are just slowly starting to get more and more shredded, which is not a good thing. It is not a good thing. Oh god, right, we've been going for 42 minutes on the recording. We've been just past the 37 minute mark in the race. We are basically almost done. It's been pretty fun, actually. I was a little bit concerned with sort of doing the endurance races, whether I'd actually have enough steam to commentate the whole way through it. But luckily for me, I guess I can just sort of babble bollocks and go motor mouth for hours if you start speaking about cars. And luckily, if you subscribe to the channel, you're probably interested in cars as well. So hopefully you found something I said informative and helpful. Yeah, I'm just going back to the classic car thing for a second. I mean, what else? I mean, Celicas, everyone knows the Celica, but I don't think the Celicas... there's too many generations of Celica and so on. I mean, like the Calibra and the Coupe, I'm sure they were made... I mean, the Fiat Coupe was a 7-year production run. Not too sure on the Calibra. I'm fairly certain the 20-valve turbo was only one they did right at the end of the production run as well. I mean, the Calibra, not really sure how long they produced that for after... Maybe they produced it... Well, they produced it with the Cavalier. Cavalier came out in about the 90s. Cavalier ran until 96 when it was replaced by the Vectra. I think they made Calibras up to at least 97, because I swear I've seen... my neighbour, I believe, actually used to own a P-Reg one. This is when I lived in a completely different place. I remember as a kid I saw Calibras. I actually used to kind of like them. I still do like them, I just revere the fact that they're voxels, which is not very good. Also, I've heard terrible things about the actual driving experience of them, because they are basically just Cavaliers, and the Cavalier is about as interesting as soggy porridge on a rainy day, so yeah. I think I'm going to get one more lap out of these tyres and then they are toast. I'm just looking at them, they're orange now, they're going to be red by the end of this lap, I would assume. May as well burn rubber. There we go. We are on lap 25, coming up to the 40-minute mark now. 5 laps to go. I think we are almost done. About 10 minutes and we shall be done. In our first of the endurance races. Unfortunately for me, this is the shortest of the endurance races. I've still got 2 hours at Rome to do. So I've got to think of stuff to say in 2 hours of Rome. Which is... yeah. Luckily, I'm hoping to have a very quick car for the Rome circuit. I've actually penned in a... I did read through the prize cards briefly. I only remember one because it was the one that caught my eye. But yeah, I have an idea for... There's a prize card that you get for one of the endurances that I really want to use in Rome Endurance. Which, in case you're wondering, the Rome Endurance is probably going to be the last one I do. just because I kind of want to do them sort of. Well, this one's lap based, but then I want to do I want to move on to the distance ones, and then I'm going to move on to the timed ones. And Rome Circuit is the only timed one. Unfortunately, that endurance race is actually. I'm so tempted to use the Escudo actually, because I heard Thunder speak about it in his GT2 LP when they did Rome. It was a 99 lap race, and they sort of thought like or they wasn't sure whether whether it'd be 99 laps like total or 99 laps as in after it's only using that as sort of like it's going to go on indefinitely. I'm kind of tempted to use the Escudo just to see whether you can actually complete 99 laps and get it done before 2 hours. That could be a possibility. I forgot to pit. Bollocks. Yeah, that tyre's had it. That tyre really has had it. I don't know why it's putting so much. I mean, there's more right-hand corners than left-hand. But then again, I guess left is more high-speed corners, so yeah, we are going to pit after this lap, provided I actually remember. And then we're going to get 2 laps of maximum attack. I'm going to see if I can beat my 135.3. I don't think I'm going to be able to, because pretty much everything came together on that lap. And I do think having back markers with me does kind of help, because I can kind of use them a bit as cushions through some corners. This corner is going to be hell with this tyre. Yep, understeer, 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 understeer. There we go. Oh dear, that corner is not fun when you have no tread on your tyre whatsoever. Yeah, that tyre's had it. Let's see if we can make this tyre have it as well. There we go, stretch it through there. It's just a game of how bad can I... Oh god, right, this corner. Very slow around here. There we go. I can just about take 80 kilometers. That's all I dare do. Alright, let's dive into the pit lane. There we go. I do like the fact that the pit lane isn't restricted until here. And then it like tries to slow you down desperately. There we go. Pull into here. I don't think nothing's going to pass us while we're in here, I assume. Car floats into the air magically, as of course it does. Right, when do we actually get control? There we go. Okay. Right, so this lap is essentially just going to be heating up the tyres, and then the next lap, on the next few laps, it's going to be a maximum attack. Let's see if we can get this done. We are coming to 48 minutes on the recording screen. Again, probably about 47 minutes for you guys, because I'm going to have to cut minutes. Those, like, 2 front tyres really take heat very, very quickly. Which is good. I mean, I am not averse to them doing that. Right, there we go. Try and stick some air in those rear tyres. Oh, stick some heat on those rear tyres. I don't think we're going to pass anything else, unfortunately, either. So we've got 2 laps on the Alpha 166, and then everything we have essentially lapped. So unless we have like a catastrophic mechanical failure, we are going to be okay for the rest of this endurance race. There we go, from there. Nicely does it. Right, tyres are definitely coming up to temperature now. Just got one more tyre to get into the green. There we go, that's how you get a tyre into the green. Just drift it through that corner. You can drift front wheel drive, I just proved it there. So, the AI, by the looks of it, don't pit, which is a little, that's a little bit worrying for some of the later on endurances, but yeah, I won't look too much into that for now. Let's just hop over here, there we go. That was a little bit risque, but there you go. Alright, time to unleash hell. VI5, yeah, sure. Oh god, okay. This lap is not going to be one of my quickest, unfortunately. That being said, how far behind, how many seconds did I actually lose in that? About 2 seconds. Okay. Yeah, this isn't going to be a quick lap, unfortunately. Just tried to push it a little bit too hard. But, I mean, that happens. Yeah, I think 2 stops was about right. To be honest with you, I could have just left this car stock by the looks of it and just ran the medium racing tyres and still won this pretty single-handedly, so at least I know these endurance races aren't quite as punishing as I thought they would be. I was kind of expecting the Gran Turismo to actually tune their cars up a little bit, up to, you know, sort of 300 horsepower mark, but I assume that they're all running stock, which is a little bit strange, but there you go. God dear, right. 46 minutes coming up. We are on lap 28 of 30. That means we have 2 laps to go after this lap, which is pretty insane. I'm still pretty happy with how this has turned out. Watch me go to watch the recording back and find out it's broken. I'm not going to jinx myself, but yeah, that will probably happen because it's me. Oh hey, someone's pit. Someone is actually in the pits. Oh my god, what is it? It's the Focus. Huh. That was still a pretty good lap time, even though I completely cocked it. Speaking of cocking it, there we go again. My driving's gone to hell. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do better than that 1:35, but I'm still hugely happy with that particular time. So yeah, that's good. The Fiat Coupe is good as well. Everything's going well. Like I said, I do think the later on endurances are probably going to be a bit more nail-biting, as far as, you know, because I would like to rely on certain prize cars. Unfortunately, I have to do certain events for some prize cars, and I can't do them yet because, like, for one of the events, there's sort of a specific car I want, but I have to go ahead and complete the international races, which is fair enough. But the problem is, I don't want to touch the international races because I need to do the nationals first, and you know, you sort of need to do the nationals on camera. So yeah. Anyways, let's go through there. Oh, it feels so much nicer when it's on fresh rubber. It can just utterly just fly through these corners. It really can, unless you take too much speed through there, like I just did there, because I'm a bit of a ninky nonk. Right. Okay. Last lap. This is going to be the best lap. I can feel it. I can feel this is going to be a quick lap. Let's get into it. Right. There is AI cars on the track. I'm going to ease off through there. I'm going to do the jump. I landed that beautifully. There we go. Floor it through there. I think braking through there probably loses a little bit of time, but yeah, I don't know. That sector was a little bit slower than I was kind of hoping for. We are coming up behind something though. So we've got 2 laps on the Focus, and we're about to have 2 laps on the 306. I do remember what that car is in front of me. Right, there we go. Stretch it, stretch it. Ah, hit the wall. Bollocks. Yeah, that's going to take some time out of me. Maybe I can slipstream this guy though, which will hopefully give me a little bit of a speed boost. Indeed, it is giving me a little bit of a speed boost, even though I can't. There we go. 215 miles an hour. Almost had to use 5th gear. Which is something I've only used once during this race, and it's because I was like, how many gears does this car have? Okay, so I may have just got the edge there. I am proper abusing this Fiat. I do apologise, Fiat. I love you really, but yeah. Quick lap times, bro. Stretch, stretch. There we go. Through there at about 105 kilometers an hour. That's about the quickest I think I've taken that so far. I don't think it's going to be a quicker lap time. It's especially not if I do something like that. But nevertheless, finish. 49 minutes, 32 seconds, 0.958 milliseconds. There we go. And we have 1 lap on the Celica, Megane, 306, Focus. Also, we got 2 laps on the Focus and the 166, and the 306 just overtook me on the finish line there. Anyways, that's the first of the endurance races done. That's the Trial Mountain endurance race done. Our quickest lap was a 1:35.330. That was still... If I didn't cock up on that jump, that might have been a quick... I don't know. Either way, we get 150,000 credits, which is glorious. I don't think that's quite enough to warrant that being a decent money glitch or anything. And we get a new car. Let's go find out what that car is. Okay, that's the Trial Mountain Endurance Race done. We have a little trophy in there now. Right, let's head to our garage and see what car we got for all of that hard work. We got a Super GT. Kind of cool, I guess. I don't really have much use for it, but still, it's pretty cool nonetheless. Right, how much do those... Okay, so we get like 0.3% completion for that. Glorious. Anyways, and that is it for today's episode of the Gran Turismo 2 Let's Play. Join me next time where we are going to be taking on the Seattle 100 miles endurance. So yeah, join me for that. That should be a pretty good one. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching. My name has been the Real Emile, and until next time, farewell.